In this episode, we will discuss bay or brown horse patterns. Solid refers to a regular bay horse that doesn't have any additional modifiers, any additional genes or patterns. It's just a regular bay horse. A buckskin is a bay horse with one copy of the cream gene. We'll talk about genetics in a later episode. A brown horse that has one copy of the cream gene will still be a buckskin. It will just appear a darker version of that buckskin. A Perlino is a bay or brown horse with two copies of the cream gene. There won't be a difference in visual coloration on a Perlino if the base color is bay or brown. We learned in the last two episodes that the silver gene does not show on red horses, being those chestnut horses. A bay is not a chestnut horse. So we can see on this horse here, the mane and tail are that silver coloration. So this horse would be a silver dapple, silver bay, silver dapple bay. Any of those things refer to this particular silver gene. A bay roan or a brown roan is a bay horse with that roan gene. We can see on that horse on the left that it's got a black mane, black lower legs, like a bay horse does, and then it has those white ticking pattern, those white hairs through its body mixed with those brown hairs. The horse on the right has a brown face, black mane and tail. We can clearly see both of these horses are bay. They just also are roans. This horse on the right shows a good version, a good up close view of that ticking pattern. You can see the mixture of white and brown hairs throughout its body. Here we have a bay dun. These horses are bay horses with the dun gene. You can see on that horse on the left that it has a dorsal stripe, one of the characteristics of being a dun. The horse on the right shows those zebra markings on its knees and hocks. These horses can have that frosting to their manes and tails. The horse on the right has a little bit of that frosting showing on his mane and tail. Here we have the Tobiano paint pattern. Again, I'm going to refer to these horses as paints, even though the one to the left is a Cobb type or Gypsy Vanner type, and the one to the right is some type of Arabian mix. Where I'm located in the United States, that's just how we refer to them. We don't refer to them as pinto horses here. We refer to them as paints, whether they're technically a paint by breed or paint by color. So both of these horses are Tobianos. We can see this Cobb on the left has that bay coloration up his flank and chest. He's got the white up his hind legs and hindquarters. Same with the front, up the front legs, up the shoulder and neck. The horse on the right does as well. It's just less white. It's a more minimal version of that Tobiano coloration. Here we have two bay Overo paints. We can see the horse on the left has a more minimal version of that white coloration with normal white stockings up the legs, a couple belly spots, and then a white face. A lot of Overo horses, even if they don't have any white on their body, will have a completely all white face. It typically is a characteristic of this pattern type. The horse on the right is obviously a more extreme version, extreme meaning more white is showing. And again, on both of these horses, the white is kind of towards the belly and middle part of their barrel and body. They have color over the tops of their back. Here we have a bay Tovero. So again, this is a horse that has Tobiano genes and Overo genes. We'll talk about that more in the genetics episode. This horse, you can see if you look closely at the top of its head, it's bay in coloration. It has that darker brown on its ears and forehead, and its mane or its forelock, the part that comes through his ears, is black. So this particular horse only has color on his face. And again, This is the pattern that is associated with medicine hat horses. Sabino is another pattern type associated with paint horses. The Clydesdale on the lower right shows the Sabino coloration on a bay horse. You can see that this horse, if it didn't have white on its legs, would have black feathers and black lower legs. It has that bay or brown body type with a black mane and tail. It has white up its belly and on its face with that kind of flecking pattern that is unique to those Sabino horses. Same thing with this mini on top, this miniature horse here. He has that Sabino going up his legs, up his belly, and up his neck. He's showing a more extreme color on his face and neck. And like I said in the last episode, these Sabino horses can be completely white. So here we have a bay dun roan or a bay roan dun. Both of these horses are bay horses. They also have the genes for the roan gene and the genes for the dun gene. We can see that the horse on the left has that roan pattern to its fur. It has that white mixed with those brown hairs. The horse on the right shows those zebra stripes on the knees and hocks and has that dorsal stripe down its back and even has some frosting to its mane. Here we have
the Appaloosa
leopards.
Another
so again, this
breed
Appaloosa
known to the United States.
Typically
Appaloosas
to the Appaloosa horse breed, but can refer to the patterns. Some other breeds have that
the first
leopard
pattern
complex gene that creates
leopard.
these Appaloosa patterns.
The leopard pattern.
Both of these horses here are leopard horses, and they're also bay.
With a white
we can see
body
both of these horses have a
with
black
colored
mane and tail,
spots.
black lower legs, and brown body. They do appear to be a white horse
Appaloosa
with colored spots coming
another breed.
Here we have another pattern type for the Appaloosas. Blanket. The blanket is the white parts of this horse, where the white is over the horse's hindquarters and lower back.
And then across
their back, all the way to the chest of the horse. The blanket
is white
typically
coloration.
have spotting coming through, solid white, similar to those leopard horses. These horses can also have
their base color
white spots up the neck, white flecks down the body.
The next pattern for
this one isn't a very showy version of a blanket.
The blanket
Appaloosa, or extreme version of that pattern.
Tend to have.
Here we have a snowcat Appaloosa on a bay horse.
That regular
yes, this is a bay horse
with.
This horse white is a baby. It's a foal. The black on their legs doesn't typically come in.
Pattern is distinguished by that regular base
more
color,
like 8 to 12 months of age
white
when they shed out their baby fur. This horse will be a bay. It is a bay. It will have black on its lower legs.
Regular base color.
It has that black mane and tail, and bay, that red brown bay color to the rest of its body. And it just has a little bit of white
distinguished
by
that regular base.
Here we have a bay varnish, another type of pattern for the Appaloosas.
Similar to
this horse here has that rony grayish varnish to its coat. The varnish horses
will get more and more
white every year, but will not completely white out or gray out as a gray horse would do. This color pattern
the varnish
typically leaves their lower legs
is similar to
the original color. The white doesn't affect their lower legs, and it usually leaves a varnish type
typically will get
on
more and more white every year.
Here we have a more extreme version of a snowflake compared to
normal
the chestnut and black horse episodes. This horse is a bay. You can see it has black lower legs. It does have a black mane and black and white tail. Sometimes that can happen with these Appaloosas and pink horses. They can have a two-toned tail
all over.
This one you can see that it has that brown or bay color to its coat, and then it has that white dusting.
There isn't any rhyme or reason to the placement for that white.
Here we have. If anyone has any questions, please let me know, and don't forget to like and follow.